What is something everyone needs to do in their life? Drink an ice cold drink in hot shower or a bath. You're welcome. Shower beer FTW. Shower beer is the most important beer of the day. Gotta have that healthy breakfast to get ya going. Bacon and eggs in shower would be shit. Then a good old fashioned waffle stomp to finish things off. Just try to do 30 minutes of creative work a day. It is good for your mental health. What counts as creative work? Writing, cooking, singing, playing an instrument, drawing, knitting. Basically anything you can create. Make a baby? Do it creatively. Realize you cannot compare suffering. Everyone is missing the point. It's not that you can't compare suffering. The issue is that you need to keep it to yourself. If someone comes to you for help, it doesn't matter how inane their problems are from your perspective. And it doesn't matter how much better or worse that person may have it than you. Some people don't know how to handle things that we may have experienced. It doesn't mean that you're any better than them or any more mature than them just because you had worse experiences. By ranting about how someone doesn't even know or invalidating their problems, you are only making it worse for them. I also vote for the same thing but reverse. Don't feel bad for having problems when that person has it so much worse. Guilty of doing that to myself a lot. Since a lot of my anxiety is somewhat irrational or over minor things like hearing an airplane pass by overhead or people yelling over silly things. If you convince yourself that your suffering isn't valid just because you can't handle as much as some other people can, you'll only wind up more miserable. Thank you so much for saying this. I just had a conversation with my best friend last night about this. She's filing for unemployment. I have a stable job and resources, but I also struggle with severe depression and anxiety. So my brain is a mess these days. I'm on an endless loop of anxiety, gratefulness, guilt, repeat. I appreciate reading your comment more than you know. I'm glad I could help you out, friend. I hope things start getting better for you soon. Workout. It does so much not just physically, but also is great for our moods. Even people with physical limitations can adapt some kind of workout to their body. I agree. I feel emotionally better after I get some kind of exercise. Same here. I've started going back to the gym at work in a remote camp and I feel like $1 million after my workout. Home gym here. It really comes in clutch. I just wish more people would exercise, but the hardest thing about it is consistency. Learn how to cook. Being quarantined, I finally learned how to make bread from scratch. Sliced my bread budget. It did. The amount of money you've got has risen. Hasn't it? Oh. You know they're saving lots of dough now. They're gonna need that later. Know that not everyone knows your backstory. Know that not everything someone talks to you about is about you. You learn when you listen. Also, the corollary, you know very little of the backstory of almost everybody in your life. Also, you can't assume that people want to hear your story or that they want to talk about this. Also, not every character's backstory is worth making a movie about. I'm looking at you, X-Men. Oh man, I was looking forward to the Dazzler movie. Be nice to people. You never know what is going on in someone's head, and a little nod to salute a stranger could cheer them up hugely. Similarly, give people the benefit of the doubt. Not always expecting the worst of someone makes life a bit smoother. Question everything. Think about why you are the way that you are as a person and how you affect others around you. Edit. If this comment comes across as dickish or insensitive towards those suffering from mental illness, I apologize. That was not my intent. Be self-aware and think critically were the main points I was trying to make. But as others have pointed out, also think critically about the answers to your questions. But why? Why not? Thinking is free. Why make it free? Edit. Added capitalism. Too large of a supply. Way too small of a demand. Dig a hole. Like actually, I started digging to get to some cables, but it feels so good when you've accomplished it and the pile of dirt is huge. I regularly dig holes, mainly during conversations in large groups. City worker alert. Puts shovel in ground, yes, that's good for a couple hours. I hate so much that people think they are lazy. My job was watching guys dig a hole for a while. Actually my job was to be the first guy there, to sound the alarm and throw down a ladder if there was a landslide, and knowing how many guys we needed to dig out. But to a bunch of people I was just standing there. Go back and play old games you haven't played in years. For me it was the Robot Wants Flash game series. Right before quarantine, I was over at a friend's house and I was able to reconnect with my old Halo squad. Good times. Confront someone who hurt you / stand up for yourself. It's an incredible feeling. Even if the person doesn't understand what you've gone through. If you have anything left to say to someone, do it. It will be off our mind and you'll feel 100 pounds lighter. After hating arguments / confrontation my entire childhood, I'm surprisingly learning as an adult that a bit of anger can be a good thing. You stand up for yourself. You state your opinions more solidly. It's not bad to have a bit of confrontation in your life. It actually helps you learn and grow. Never would have thought it. I saw anger as an irrational thing that just stops people from having reasonable conversations. And yeah, it can still do that if you take it too far, but a bit of anger can be quite healthy. Hello, me. I only started to really learn how to utilize anger last year, and you've basically typed my exact thoughts. To me it's like taking a risk. You stand your ground, risk a bit of social harmony, but ultimately get a better outcome. I had to learn how to let people go and accept that you can't always make someone understand. It was all connected in me, and I had to dig out all the roots of it to improve myself. Think for themselves. Seriously. Edit. Holy shit. I leave for a day and my inbox literally blows up. Thank you so much for the replies. Easier to have the government and or a religious institution do it for you. /s. Brave New World basically. NGL. I could go for some Soma right about now. FR. Go through disappointment, grief, rejection, humiliation, and heartbreak and realize they are still alive and moving forward. Slowly come out of the worst part and start to recover and learn to stop being afraid of all these things. Start to open up to more things in life. Been all of there and not moving forward, not recovering. Don't go through all of this if you don't have to. Trust me. Experience true, heartbreaking, world-stopping grief, and learning how to live with it. So much gets put into perspective, and it helps you be more empathetic towards people who have lost. If you have never lost someone close to you, then it's hard to describe just how odd it is, or how unhinged you can feel. Your world just ended. How can people be okay with going about their day? Why are people driving and not crying in the streets? What day is it again? Does it matter? It's been how many days? Have I eaten recently? Does it matter? Does anything matter? It also never really goes away. One day I'll be fine. The next, I won't be. It's been almost 10 years. Still happens. If someone is having an obviously bad day, and I don't know them, I can't help but wonder if they are remembering something they can never have again. So you try to be a little kinder, and hope it gets a little easier for them. This was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you are doing well, especially during this crazy and hard time. Shut up and listen. You'll be surprised what you can learn by listening. You've got 2 eyes, 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. Unknown source. I forgot. You've got 2 eyes, 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. Epictetus. 10 fingers my friend. Still don't know what to type. Be naked outside somewhere warm. It's pretty neat. I got arrested. Not at the kindergarten. Oh. Get in the car, sir. Travel solo. At least once. I'd rather travel with a Wookiee. I can arrange that. I love you. Both. We know. Removed. Hydrate. Hydrate or dehydrate. Do some volunteer work in your community where you can make a positive difference in the lives of others. Even if you just pick up some trash once in a while. Realize how important sleep is and how much you need. So how much is needed on average? 6 to 9 depending on people, but some manage with less and some naturally need more. People do manage with less, but you're storing up potential trouble for yourself in later life. There are now clear indications between Alzheimer's and a lifetime of less sleep than recommended. Not mention you can even get cancer from not enough sleep. And having worked in mental health, the link between not sleeping and psychosis is beyond doubt. 6 to 9 hours as stated above is what you should be aiming for, but I'd even suggest maybe 6 isn't enough. 7 at a minimum. Quit a job they hate. Best thing I ever did. Me too. Sewing. Super useful skill that's saved me a lot of money. Take a deep breath and chill the duck out. Edit. My first award. Or 1000 thanks. Edit part dukes. Wow. 2 more awards. I don't even know what to say. I'm very appreciative. When painful thoughts pervade my mind and strive to stain the space behind, that life is hard and ends in death, that time is short, I take a breath. Tuck me in, sir. I trust you with the pillows. Those aren't pillows. r/twas intense horror right there. Separate from the toxic people in their lives to the maximum extent possible and give their time and energy to themselves and the good people in their lives. I second this. This includes people online as well as IRL. Cutting social media out of my life, even Instagram, which I thought was pretty harmless, and no longer engaging with negativity on Reddit, have both really improved my mental health so much more than I expected them to. The internet does a number on our psyches, and most of us don't realize it until we detox. My next step is to stop watching trashy reality TV. It's the entertainment equivalent of junk food, and I know it's bad for me. Leave your hometown and travel. Not necessary to travel by air or with a passport, though if you're able. Yes, please travel to a foreign country. When you travel and meet people, you realize that the world is a beautiful place and you are never truly stuck in a terrible home. I also say aim for culture shock. Don't just go to tourist spots. See how the local people live. Get amazed and uncomfortable and see a different perspective. Off-topic story incoming. But when I turned 18 I was supposed to backpack through Europe. I had everything planned to a T. And then I met a boy who said to wait a year and he would come with me. 4 years later I regret waiting for him because he would have been there when I got back. So I guess my advice is, don't wait for someone to do anything. Read books. The fact this only has 200 upvotes 9 hours later really shows how little people value reading. Honestly, the single best change I've made in my life in the last 6 to 7 months. For non-fiction reading, you're either learning something or reflecting on something, and it's really incredible for personal growth. Recommend a book to me. In any case, I'd recommend some of these. The Power of Habit, Man's Search for Meaning, Deep Work So Good They Can't Ignore You, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Ego is the Enemy. Take a minute to write down their thoughts and feelings. Who on earth only has a minute's worth of thoughts and feelings? Okay, then take as much time as you need. Good sir. Relax and reflect. Sleep in a comfortable bed with warm covers on a cold day. Get out of their comfort zone. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.